Hi. Yes, my name is Rachel Wester. Thank you guys for allowing me to speak. I am speaking about Consent Agenda 4.2 regarding the short-term rentals. Come to you guys as a member of Collin County Libertarian Party. I've run for state office. I'm a very active realtor. I'm a homeowner, and I am launching a short-term rental currently myself over in Plano. So first I want to say I 100% understand the very valid concerns of community members who want to preserve the integrity of their neighborhoods. Absolutely no one wants a party house next door. However, I'm in full support of anyone who chooses to use their property as a short-term rental. It's an issue near and dear to my heart. My neighbor is also a realtor, and he's talking about moving, using his home as an Airbnb with a pool. We moved, quiet streets. We have 3 children. There's a reason we moved there, but I would not begrudge him doing, what he wants with his personal property as long as, that's not infringing on our quality of life. So I believe that's the beauty of property ownership and utilizing things to their best and highest use. The main issue surrounding these seem to be, again, disruptions to the neighborhood and the maintenance of the property. We already have city ordinance in place to manage property condition. I believe those wanting more or stricter, are or should be members of an HOA. That takes care of a lot of that. There's a reason I'm not. But the big one seems to be the fear of the party house situation. And again, I don't think anyone disputes that shouldn't be happening. But again, we do have ordinances for that. Those should be addressed appropriately. But I don't want to inflict that on others in the neighborhood. Short-term rental owners, none of us want that happening with our properties. But when we purchased ours, we looked for something that our family stays in. We recently went to San Antonio, visited a family friend. The wife was passing away in the hospital. It was a true blessing to be able to go, stay in that home, have the people who traveled down just gather in the home, and even that would be prohibited under some of these new proposals. So I just don't feel that they're addressing the core issues at hand, which is potential neighborhood disruption, further permits, further, hotel taxes, all of this on top of what we know is an already historically high taxation rates. Really, it feels like it's meant to dissuade and push out Airbnb owners entirely. And I believe that they are really of value to the community. And I would really urge you guys to either reject this outright or at least consider, look at it separately with input from the community. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Next, I have.
Good evening, Mayor Folk, council members, and staff. My name is Nathan Polsky, and I reside at 1108 Timberline Lane here in Allen, and I'm here to express my concerns about the consent agenda item number 4.2, which would establish regulations for short-term rentals. My first concern is about transparency. I ask that item 4.2 be removed from the consent agenda so that residents of Allen may know which council members support adding this regulation to our code of ordinances. I'd also ask that this be tabled for a future date so that a public hearing can be held to receive further input from residents and business owners. My second concern is that the ordinance is what this ordinance is trying to resolve. I've heard concerns from others about so-called party houses in their neighborhoods, and I honestly don't see how this regulation will handle them. The parking and noise complaints are already handled in our existing ordinances, and there's nothing new there. The only item of significance is limiting the number of occupants in a short-term rental, and anyone smart enough can easily get around that without a lot of difficulty. What it does do, though, is stop family reunions from taking place in Allen, or a large family that's looking to avoid hefty hotel costs from staying in Allen, and causing those individuals to rent in neighboring cities where they'll spend their money instead. My largest concern is what sort of impact this will have on small businesses and private individuals looking to make some extra cash on the side. The fine included in the ordinance is $2,000 per offense per day. A large company will easily navigate all of the additional red tape being asked of this, but smaller owners are taking a huge risk. If you go to Airbnb's website, you'll see that on average, an Airbnb owner in Allen that rents out their entire house for 24 days out of a month can make just over about $3,000 a month. If I'm renting out a spare room in my house a couple nights a month for $50 a night and I fail to comply with one regulation, it'll cost me almost 2 years worth of revenue, and that's not even taking into consideration the cost of the uncapped permits that's required to even list it. Do I think something needs to be done to address this? Yes. Do I think this is how it should be done? No. Please take this into consideration. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Nathan.